Hello, friends in YouTube land. So, you bought your kayak. Now, the real problem is you got to get it to the lake. And that's not the easiest thing to do, especially if there's not two of you. And especially if you bought a fishing kayak. Fishing kayaks are kind of on the heavier side. I fish a Hobie Outback and it's 12 foot and it's close to 100 pounds. The ideal way to carry a kayak, ideally, is a trailer. By far the easiest to load and unload, easiest to get around. The only problem is you got to have a place to park it at home. If you don't have that place or you don't have a car with a trailer hitch, it's not going to work. You can put a trailer hitch on most cars, and it's not going to take much of a car to pull it, honestly. They're light. But if you got a camper that you want to take a kayak with you, it's difficult to pull a camper and a trailer. So for some of you that might be out. Next way, you can car top it, okay? And you can get ladder racks for cars, and they're shorter than a truck with a ladder rack, so it's a little bit easier. You just got to get it up there without scratching your car. And that's not a bad way of going. If you're by yourself, though, loading and unloading is quite a bit more difficult. If there's two of you, piece of cake, honestly. And that's not a bad way of going. Even if you got that 14-footer, you can get on top of a car, just strap it down. Works fine. Now, if you got a pickup truck, everything opens up again for you, a little more. Trailer, honestly, is quite easy. You can't go wrong with a trailer if you got a place to park it at home. So, I like a trailer, but it's not going to work for me. I don't have room to park it, and I got a camper that I like to take out, and pulling a camper in a boat is not going to work out for me. Okay, so when I first got mine, I got a ladder rack. I've had a ladder rack, and I just loaded on the ladder rack. Easy, except it's 100 pounds, and taking it off is a piece of cake. I mean, well, not a piece of cake. It's quite a bit easier. Putting it on is a different story. I've got a rudder on the back of my Hobie because it's a pedal kayak, and you can tear them up when you tip it up to put the front end up on there. Now, they make a rudder guard. It's kind of hard to keep it in place, but it helps. Take it on and off, and you try not to ruin your rudder. But it's 100 pounds. And I've done this for 6 months, carrying around a ladder rack, and it works fine. I just trained myself a little bit. The next way, and this is the way I'm doing now, and I've been doing it for the last month and a half. Works well. This is a hitch extension, okay? Amazon, this one was $100 roughly, or a little less probably. It just goes in your receiver. You set your kayak in your bed. I got a 5-foot bed. Tailgate down is another 2 foot, so that's 7 foot. So that leaves me 5 foot hanging out the back. You have to flag it, not a big deal, but much easier than putting up high when you're by yourself. Much easier. It's pretty stable. I find no problems with it, except for they had some spot welds that broke after the first time I used it. These are spot welds. I just drilled them out, put some bolts through it. I could have had it welded, but bolts are easy and drilled easy. Comes apart easy. Works fine. This is easy. So there's 3 of us that have to load this. Me, myself, and I And this is by far the easiest way. Loading and unloading. I can just go right down the boat ramp, slide it off. I can even partially load it, put the chair on, throw some things in it. I try not to overload it because it's still not the easiest to slide off. It's just awkward. It's not heavy, all that, but it's just awkward and wants to get away from you. But this is by far the easiest. Now, the other bonus that I found out by going this way over car topping or putting on the ladder rack, I gained about 3 miles a gallon. And I travel 45, 50 minutes every time I go fishing. I go fishing 2-3 times a week. And it'll add up. But right now, short of getting help, this is the way I prefer to do it. Now, if I take the camper with me, I can't do that. I just throw it up on the ladder rack, and it's fine. It works. But if it's just me going fishing, this is it. Works fine. Hey, thanks for watching. If you get a chance, do me a favor, subscribe. Help me out a lot. I appreciate it. So go have fun. Take a kid with you. They'll love it. We'll see you.